New developments in the Mueller probe tonight. President Trump has submitted his written answers to the special counsel, signaling that the probe may be wrapping up. Here now with reaction from the World AG Expo in California is House Intelligence Committee Chairman, and that's California Congressman Devin Nunes. To me, the president's already answered those questions. It seems to me that not having a subpoena fight, he's not going to be testifying in public, seems to be wrapping up, but I would like to see the work that you have started and Lindsey Graham and Charles Grassley have started finish. Where are we with that?
Well, thanks, Sean. I think what I'd like to see is with the Mueller probe is some kind of probe into Christopher Steele and the Clinton campaign and those Russians. That's what's really disappointed me about all this. Also, who leaked General Flynn's name. So I don't think you really, I mean, there was never any collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Sadly, you have like half of the Democrats in this country that believe that somehow the Russians changed votes in the last election. And the people who have been spreading this poison ought to be ashamed of themselves. So I'm glad that maybe this is coming to an end, but I will stress, I still don't believe it. I won't believe it until I see it. And I think there is some reluctance in the White House. Well, that's true. But to your question, Sean, I think there's some reluctance in the White House to actually go out and release all the documents, the 4 buckets now, as we call them, of the Carter Page FISA, the third renewal. We have the Bruce Orr 302s. We have the exculpatory evidence. And now we also have a 4th bucket of emails that the FBI was sending around that shows that clearly they knew what they were doing before they went to the FISA court.
All right, let me ask you the importance of this, because especially the 4th FISA, the third renewal, signed by Rod Rosenstein, pages 10 to 12, 17 to 34. I've never read it. I'd like to read it. The 302s, that's Christopher Steele, Bruce Orr, the FISA applications themselves. You talk about the 4th bucket with the FBI. The president said that he would declassify and unredact this. He still hasn't done it. How important is it? And what would it do to mute whatever plans the never-ending investigation that, you know, Shifty Schiff has, wants to go on? How would that mitigate what he's trying to do, which is to make this go on till the end of history?
Well, what it does for us is it gives closure to the House Republicans and all the information that we've uncovered for the last 2 years. It would give finality to everyone who wants to know exactly what their government did to a political campaign. That's why we want this FISA out there. I always talk about this last FISA because people will learn about the insurance policy. They'll finally learn the insurance policy that Strzok and Page put together. They'll learn what it is.
The Russia investigation?
So if you were, well, I actually don't think so. I think the insurance policy was, a lot of people thought that. But what we believe the insurance policy is what's remaining in the last FISA that no one knows yet. So it's what James Comey called a mosaic. It's the other facts that they had to go before the FISA court.
There's another FISA against another individual?
Remember, No. This is the same, the Carter Page FISA. So remember when we came out and said the bulk of the FISA was made up of the phony dossier and the fake news? And then you had all of these people scramble around and say, no, there was all this other information. Well, we went in and we began to look at that other information, and we found out that it, too, was not only phony, but I think also as concerning, if not more concerning, than the original information that was used in the Christopher Steele dossier.
I hope we will work with you. I am not giving up until all of those people that violated all of these laws and committed all of these lies to courts and misused their intelligence and spread Russian lies, real lies paid for by Hillary, are held accountable. Thank you, Congressman.